All right, let's go out to Heather in Reno. Heather, what's going on?
So my question is, am I wrong for wanting to end my engagement because my fiance doesn't want to get a job and also wants me to move in to his great uncle's house with him after getting married?
No, end it. This is the easiest call of my entire show ever. Yes, and why are you even asking the question?
I don't know. I just thought maybe there was something else I could be doing so that we could move forward.
He doesn't want to move forward with you.
Okay.
Right?
I guess so, yeah.
Have you told him, I'm not going to marry you unless you have a job? Or I'm not going to marry you if your plan for housing is that we move in with my uncle?
Yeah, I did give him, in February, I gave him the boundary that if by the end of March he didn't have a job or start therapy, that I didn't really think I could see myself continuing the relationship.
So I want to flip around. It's more of an ultimatum than a boundary, but
Yeah.
I want to flip your ultimatum around. Good for you. You drew a line in the sand and said, this is where me and my values stop. And he chose to not marry you. I don't want you wearing around. I don't want you being a martyr here. Like, I had to end this thing because you were strong and brave and very clear. Here is my standards for somebody that I'm going to hitch my wagon to, and someone who's going to hitch their wagon to me, and that we're going to do life together forever. Come hell or high water. Here's my line. And he said, I don't want that. I'm out.
Yeah. Just to go back, to give more detail into this, his uncle did start having some health problems in the middle of February.
Okay.
And so he felt responsibility to take care of him. And so I tried being supportive, and understanding. Like, I did really want to support him and his family through this hard time, but I just didn't really feel like a priority. So I'm kind of like, I feel selfish because I'm like,
why?
I almost feel like I'm making him choose between me and his family.
Why won't he get a job?
Because he says that he needs to take care of his uncle.
How does he have money for food?
His uncle helps provide financially.
So what about...
That was another reason why he wanted us to live with his uncle, because we wouldn't have to be, we wouldn't have the financial burden of rent.
Why do you think so little about what you want and so little about what you need?
I don't know. I want to say because I love him, and I do see a future with him, but
he doesn't see one with you.
Yeah.
Because here's what I think. I think that before this happened in February, I think he didn't work either.
Yeah.
And I think before this happened in February, he was kind of a freeloader anyway. And before this happened in February, you were already thinking, I can't just, I love you. We've had some great fun times together, but I can't commit myself for the rest of my life to somebody who has so little drive, so little desire to hear what I need and to help meet my needs. I think you know that going in. I don't think you're selfish.
Yeah.
This would be totally different if he was going to law school, or he's in year 3 of a computer science degree, or he's already working as a like a plumbing apprentice, and he was making some money, and he had plans for getting a good job and whatever. And then all of a sudden, a bomb dropped in his family, and he had to stop what he was doing to go care for somebody. That's noble. That's incredible. And that
Hmm.
happens a lot. And I have a feeling that if that were the case, you'd be all in.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. I would be like, yes, I will support you. Like, I'm here for you.
So has he always, since you've known him, been a fun whatever guy, blah, blah, blah. He's so cute, all that stuff. But he's also been kind of
Yeah.
lazy?
Yeah, I would. I don't know if I would say lazy, but I do see a lack of drive in him, and that was hard to um hard to swallow because I really like I have goals and I want to grow and change, and sometimes it just felt like he was really okay with being in the same exact spot in his life.
How old are you?
25.
I'm sorry that your heart's broken.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
So
But
I don't really know like what else I can do other than
I'm gonna tell you, nothing. 0 things.
okay.
There's nothing, there's not a conversation you haven't magically said. There's not a thing you haven't like, oh, maybe if I just wear that. Nothing.
Yeah.
You've heard me say this a million times. Behavior is a language. And so
Yeah.
he may not be saying it, but what he's saying with through the way his actions are is I'm going to take the easiest road out for me at any given moment.
Mm.
And right as you told him, here's your ultimatum, uncle got sick, and he's like, oh, well, that'll solve all of our problems.
Yeah.
And you can see the short term thinking. This will just get us, this will cover our rent and this will cover our food.
Yeah.
There's nothing about what is career going to look like? What is 10 years from now? What is our family situation going to look like? Where would kids live? I mean, none of that. It's
Yeah.
very short term, very egocentric, very childish thinking,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
And I'm heartbroken for you because I know I know you love this kid,
Yeah.
and you wish he was the guy that would be your guy. And I'm hearing you say he's not.
Yeah.
And I guess the one shining light in the dark here is that you're not married and you don't have 2 kids, and you're just now coming to this realization.
Yeah. Yeah. It got to the point where I felt like I was going into the marriage knowing it was going to end in divorce. And I just didn't.
I can't tell you how proud of you I am. Most people don't have the courage to, as I say all the time, turn the lights on, turn the music off, and say, what are we doing? Stop the party.
Yeah.
We got somebody stop the train because I'm getting off. I just got to stop for a second. And that's not to say that 2 years from now that he doesn't call you and be like, hey man, I was immature little brat, and here I am now. I'm doing this and this and this, and he can take you for can I take you for coffee? That kind of thing, right? That's how the movie would end, right? That's not saying that's not going to happen. What I'm saying here is, I stand behind you 100%, Heather. What you know deep in your bones, what you know through experience, what you know that you want. When you look out and say, this is the kind of relationship I want to have, this is the kind of marriage I want to have, this is the kind of life I want to have, you know, you've got a very clear lane, a clear picture of what that looks like. What you're telling me is he's not it. And you're going to spend a season in heartbreak and a season in grief and a season in sadness, and that's okay. That's right. But don't compromise your values, and don't compromise who you are, and don't compromise who you want to become and who you're becoming just because it's uncomfortable and hard right now. I'm proud of you for sticking to your guns. If I can ever help, holler at me. Thank you so much for the call.